Happy holidays, Niner faithful. And guess what? The 49ers Street Squad is back at it after the holidays, man. Lots to talk about. Are you guys ready to do this? Let's get it started. Happy holidays, everybody. Happy holidays, man. Back at it after a long week being off and not having no football for us anyway.
Very long week.
How was everybody's Christmas?
Happy holidays, guys.
Hey, how was your Christmas, Antonio, with the family? It was good?
It was nice, man. Low key with the family, staying healthy, a lot of gifts for the kids and, back at it and getting ready for these New Year's resolution and 49er football, man.
Oh, all right, man. That sounds good. Sounds good. And Justin, of course, you was over at the house, man. We're holding it down like we usually do every holiday, having Christmas. Of course, I was busy, getting the house in order, knowing the family was coming over, getting ready to break open some gifts and stuff, which is always my favorite time of year because, Christmas comes along and get some new 49er gear. So now I got to do another new jacket to whip out on y'all,
Yeah, lots of good gifts and lots of good food.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, the food was good, man. It was wonderful. I actually had to get one of them, what they call honey baked hams and stuff, man. So I had to get that sucker prepped. It was my first time doing one of those honey baked hams, man. Because I was trying to figure out, how long do I have to heat it up and warm it up for everybody, and stuff. And, so I'm on YouTube trying to figure out, what's the standard. And they're like, well, 10 to 15 minutes for each pound, and this thing had to be almost 17 pounds, you know. So I'm going like, man, so we're talking like almost 4 or 5 hours, So but then I found out, hey, the thing's already ready. You just basically have to warm it up, so I just stuck it in the oven for on 375 for about an hour, warmed it up and was ready to go, ready to chow down. So, it was a blessing. It was really nice to have the family, an excited time of season. And, now we got, New Year's is right around the corner, man. Guys, 2022, man. Fresh slate, fresh start, right?
And leftover ham sandwiches, right?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, the ham is gone.
The ham is gone.
I got a big family, man.
Yeah.
I must ate about 4 or 5 times.
That went quick.
Myself.
Yeah.
Indeed. Man, 17 pounds of ham. And that was the largest ham that they give you. It was big one. So yeah, I'm glad it. I thought actually I would have had a lot left over. I did still have some, but after about the second, third day, I kind of was like, I don't know if I can, keep eating this meat, and wasn't that a whole lot left. But I just said, I got what I want out of it, so it was all good. So going back to last Thursday. Oh, by the way, we should have Niner Jonathan on here. I think he says he's gonna log on here soon, so we'll check in later. Anyway, back to Thursday. Niners play another big playoff game, right, against the Tennessee Titans.
Wow.
And I think the faithful wanted another great gift on Thursday night, because I know I did. Did, and but we came up short. Score was 20-17. Lost on pretty much last minute field goal, which we had couldn't do much about. But just getting into the game, by losing this game, the 49ers kind of put us in a real difficult kind of playoff position. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think that was the thing I was most concerned about, was the fact that man, we need to win this game, because we have to win the rest of these games to keep a spot in the playoffs, and Antonio, let me ask you, how did you feel about watching it and just knowing what was on the line for the Niners? Were you as intimidated as I was about yeah, we got to get this game, man. We can't lose.
This was a heartbreak game. Jimmy made a couple of mistakes. Everybody can easily blame Jimmy G. And, he's the quarterback. He's the leader of this team. But I have to say that you know, in that last drive, he gets us down, ties up the game, and it seems like our defense just could not get off the field on third downs. And you start wondering, and you know, that scramble in the fourth quarter just killed us and put them in field goal range. But you start wondering, like, is our defense tired? They were on the field a lot, so you know.
Yeah.
I don't like Thursday night football. I'm not a fan of it. You know, if I'm a player, I don't like Thursday night football. There's not enough time to rest up, and every wild thing happens on Thursday night football.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, we can say excuses, but I guess the big news right now is this hidden secret of an injury to Jimmy G's hand and what's going to happen next. And man, this season just continues to have real drama, and it's like a soap opera right now.
Yeah, it is, and we're gonna get more into that also. But hey, Justin, how did you feel about it? Like, were you going nuts, ripping hair out your head watching this game, or what?
I sure was. Yeah, going into the game, you know, I didn't think it was a must win, but I know these next 3 games are pretty big games, and I knew, you know, it was going to be huge for us, especially to go all the way to Tennessee on a Thursday night against a good team, a good playoff team in the Tennessee Titans, and come out with a win. Started the game, the first, you know, quarter and a half, I thought we might blow this team out. You know, we were looking good.
It looked that way, didn't it? In the beginning,
they started off hot, and
they
then they just made too many mistakes, let them back in it, and you know, we saw what happened.
I mean, like Jimmy comes out, man, he's smoking hot, right? I mean, he drives right down the field on these guys, and let me tell you something. We all know Tennessee Titans defense is no joke. I mean, this is a good team. You know, and lucky for us that Henry wasn't even playing in this game. You know what I'm saying? God knows how bad it could have turned out. You know what I'm saying? But we stuck it to him, and you know, Jimmy came out firing off, doing this thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, drove right downfield. You know, got the score. You know, and the defense was really stout in the beginning. I mean, you almost thought like they knew the play before they knew the play. That's how quick they were off the ball, right? I mean, that's the way it looked to me. You know.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, these guys are locked in. I was like, man, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But
before that first interception by Jimmy, he was pretty much perfect the first 2 drives. He was on point, perfect on every throw. And then that interception happened, and they just seemed like they just fell apart from there.
Yeah, it went downhill fast because you're right. On that second drive, you know, again, Jimmy's doing his thing, you know, they're going right downfield, you know, play after play, and then interception happens to happen in the red zone, which hasn't happened for him. They said that was, I think, his first interception since 2019 in the game against Arizona, where he last threw an interception in the end zone like that. You know,
yeah, we've been the best team, best red zone team, right, in the whole NFL.
Yeah.
Well, also, let's keep in mind there was no pressure on him. He had time in the pocket when he threw both of those interceptions. So you sit here and you go, why didn't he just check it down? You know, we can ask these questions, but they were big momentum changers, I'll tell you that. And, you know, playing on the road on a Thursday night, short week, that defense looked tired in the end. And that, you know, you can blame Jimmy G. And that second half, we just were, it seemed like we're dead on offense in the second half. So, you know, our defense they couldn't get off a third down. You know, they were just getting third downs on us. Like, and you're just like, man, come on. I'm pacing in the house. I'm doing the
man, I was fiery hot, man. I was,
even the third and longs, the third and 10s, the third and 15s.
Yeah.
They were just
all because of one person, AJ Brown, man.
AJ Brown, yeah.
Right, I get the name right. AJ Brown. This brother, man, he comes back. He hadn't played like in weeks because he came back from a I don't know, chest injury or something. I think bad rib, and he comes out, man, just busting on us. You know, I mean, now I understand we had Ambry Thomas, you know, as cornerback, you know, on him, which is an easy guy to. I mean, Brown's not an easy guy to defend for any cornerback, you know, but to put a rookie in on him, I still feel that. I'm sorry, Ambry Thomas, right?
Yeah.
I still feel that he did a fairly decent job against who he was going up against, you know, because he did break up a few plays and was able to, make up for some of his mistakes. But Brown was just burning everybody. You go back, look at the footage. I mean, it wasn't just him, you know.
Well, it's just the adjustments on our defensive coordinator. We talked about this in previous, podcasts on the show, and it's just like, he's a rookie. What are you going to do to make a difference? I mean, this guy's burning us all day. Are we going to get some help over there? Are we going to do something and change up our defense? They were just picking us apart in the end. And even our pass rush was a little soft in that second half, right? So, they adjusted very well to He-Man on the edge. And,
Bosa!
Yeah, so it was a heartbreaker in that last drive when our defense could not get the stop.
Yeah, like you said, you can't put a lot of the blame on Ambry Thomas. He only allowed 2 catches. He actually played pretty well, and one of the catches,
Right.
I think AJ Brown pushed off of him. But you don't see the OPI very often. But also, like you said, in the second half, the pass rush wasn't really there. I mean, we got a few sacks on them, but with them having almost like the whole left side of their O line out, and even maybe even their third string guard or tackle in, I thought they'd be pressuring him like almost every play. But
I agree.
I thought for sure Bosa was going to definitely pass Aldon Smith's record that day
in that game.
With that, they had the whole, like you said, the whole right side offense. They were like all third stringers, right? No, left side, all third stringers. They said, and I'm going third stringers. What? Oh man, Bosa should have a dominant performance, So
everybody would have put money in Vegas on that, and then all of a sudden, the adjustments that they made around that, and quick passes, 3-step drops, everything was going away from that other side, and it seemed like we could tell watching it on TV what was happening, and you start wondering, when is our defensive coordinator going to make those adjustments, and that was what killed us. I don't know if we have the personnel to do it right now. That's the issue. To make some of these defensive adjustments, guys are hurt. We definitely need Mosley back. I mean, he's a must-have making this run.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. You're right. D'Amico Ryans did have his hands full, and again, with not all our plays being healthy, But like I said, still, I thought it was a stout performance for the defense. Like you said, you brought up about the third downs; they were getting kind of burnt on quite a bit. My man, the man Jonathan done checked in, man.
What's up, fellas? What's up?
What's going on, man? Happy holidays, bro.
Hey, same to you, man. Same to you. Right on. But, I'm just trying to catch speed. You guys are at, so I could chime in. But it sounds like we're talking about AJ Brown kind of getting off on us a little bit in that second half. I think I thought about like D'Amico Ryans. I don't know if I know he's still a first-year coordinator. But it seemed like also in the Green Bay game when Devonta Adams got loose, it's like, why aren't we putting more attention on him? Another body, somebody over the top. I mean, I don't know if that's something he still needs to get a hang of, on how to shift coverages towards one person and kind of like, put an eye out on 11 or 17 before the snap. Because, when it got late in the game, it kind of wasn't anybody else that was going to make those plays. So let's know where 11's lining up on each snap and not let him beat us. And Ambry Thomas, he's only got 2 games under his belt. So, he's going to do the best he can. But, we should know that once 11 started getting moving, we should have rolled coverage his way or changed bodies or something like that. So maybe he still needs to get used to doing that as a play caller from the sideline. Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you also feel that, like, with the, injuries that we have on defense, do you think that had a lot to do, with the Niners not being able to stop Tennessee?
I mean, I think so. Yeah. You give me Greenlaw, give me Aziz back and E-Man. I mean, I think that performance looks different, absolutely.
Yeah, you have Verrett in there and Mosley at the corners. Yeah, it looks totally different.
Sure.
Way different.
Yeah.
I agree. I don't think we have the personnel to make some of the adjustments on defense. And then, when the pass rush is not there, you definitely see how crazy our cornerback situation is.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. Yeah, because you can see they were double teaming a lot on Bosa, man. They were chipping him, checking him. He was every side he lined up on. You saw 2 tight ends over there with the right guard or left guard. It was kind of like, okay.
They would chip him and sometimes going out for a pass, and then he'd be wide open. Yeah, exactly. Or they go max protect. They'd have 7 guys blocking, just a couple guys going out for a pass, and they'd be wide open.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's game plan, right? Where 97 is, right? And we should have done the same with AJ Brown on defense, I feel. Exactly. When it got to that point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So besides the defense, like I said, I thought for rookie Ambry Thomas did a great job. Like Justin said, he did. The numbers speak for itself. He did pretty good, and I to me, it was kind of a good sign because it looked like this is a young kid. Looks like he's going to get better in time. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to see a lot more greatness because if anything we do need on this team is some good cornerbacks. And that to me that was a good little mental plus. To see that happening. But the Niners looked like they were very well in control of the game, but it seemed like we just kind of gave it away too fast, especially in that third quarter. Like it was about halfway into that third quarter. They scored, and then I think within the next play, Jimmy had the ball, and then there was the interception, and then they were able to get right back into it, and next it was like boom, 10-10. So I was kind of like, oh man, this is gonna be one of those games again where we start out so looking good, and then now we want to give this game away. You know what I'm saying? And
once we got into halftime, I was texting a couple people like, we're playing with fire right now. You know what I mean? This shouldn't be a 10-0 game. We're playing with fire. Don't let them hang around, because the team get moving late in the game. Hey, but where's Giamador Lenore? Is he playing? How come he's not starting instead of Ambry Thomas? I thought he had a better camp in the first couple of weeks of the season.
Yeah, it actually started that way, right? In the beginning of the season. I honestly haven't heard any news about him. So that's a good question. Weird. I was actually thinking about that myself.
Yeah.
And you guys, Antonio, Justin, and you guys?
I mean, it must just be what's going on in practice. Whatever. Obviously, Ambry Thomas is doing better in practice, so they're giving him the start. I mean,
so he's not hurt or nothing.
No.
I don't think he's hurt.
Huh. I've seen him out there like on special teams.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So if he's on special teams, he's
he's
out
healthy.
there running around doing his thing. But yeah, I think
this locker room. This locker room has kept things really, really quiet too. So, I mean, look at this injury with Jimmy G. We don't know what's really being discussed, and with COVID and all that, they don't have the camera guy in there getting. Matt Mayoko's giving us like very little, things that we already know. But the stuff, the behind the scenes stuff that we normally get, we haven't got that in 2 years. So. You don't know what's really happening in those conversations. We're not dialed in the locker room like that anymore. And I'm a little upset with this injury being told so late to us, right? Like it's just like we didn't see this. Now I'm looking back at the tape and you could see the injury, what play it happened. And he played this whole second quarter and second half with a hurt thumb. And you start wondering like, man, why are they not telling? There's no sideline reporter on this. There's nothing because of COVID, everybody has to stay, a little distant. So they hid that. And, we've been talking about a Trey Lance package. We should be, red zone Trey Lance in it, maybe, I'm thinking, and now Trey might have to play. And our season is on the line right now.
Yeah, it's good you bring that up because I don't know if you guys heard it, but Jimmy was on today and, they were interviewing him and they were asked, that was a question they brought up. They said, well, if you had damaged your thumb, in that second quarter, like how come it wasn't reported or you didn't say anything to nobody? And basically Jimmy in this, I guess his own special way was just saying, well, it's just my pride. I just felt like I could still play and go out there and perform. And he didn't really, he said he didn't really let the coaches know. So I kind of was like, I said, I like that. I like the toughness in Jimmy. You want to go out there,
but that just sounds real funny. Excuse me. When you start reading the information on on the apps and things, come Monday, you're like, hold on a minute, what are we doing here? You know what I mean? So, yeah.
I went as far as to look at the press conference. He's opening up the water bottle with his right hand. I'm like, hey man, that hand looks fine.
Yeah, it looks fine to me.
But then you find out John Lynch clicks like on a post where it says leave Jimmy off the bus. Maybe Jimmy is saying his hand hurts to just cause some issue. I don't know, man. I'm hoping this is not serious. It's getting
really, really fishy right now. It's kind of what's happening. It's kind of leaving us in the air right now. It's kind of a funny feeling right now.
He be honest with you, after the injury, I was watching the game, looking back, and he still didn't look that bad. Though I mean, there were a few duck throws he threw, but he was still getting it down there. I mean, he did put a good last minute drive at the end of the game. They scored, So I mean, he was still making some good plays, some good passes. Yeah. It wasn't hampering him too much, So
I'm sure. I'm sure that that thumb was obviously it bothered him a little bit, but when his adrenaline's going,
That's true.
He's a tough dude. He wants to stay in the game and help his team win. He was thinking, I can play, so I'm gonna go out there and do it. And then after the game, who knows? That adrenaline wears off and his thumb starts aching, whatever. They go check it out and figure out, it's a sprain or whatever happened to him. So, yeah.
Didn't he drop the ball, dropping back? Did he have a drop back where he fumbled the ball?
I think he did.
He was holding it, and he was bouncing, and the ball. He didn't have to jump on it. So you start wondering.
I thought that was after he got hit. I think exactly got kind of loose on him, but I think he grabbed it. Actually, I think wasn't that the one when Kittle fell on it or something?
Yeah.
It came loose and Kittle all made sure he kind of fell on it.
But no one hit him, right? It just slipped out of his hand.
No one hit him. It just hit.
Yeah, no one was around him.
Bouncing and couldn't grip. And it's cold out there, so they're calling it a ligament. They're calling it a chip bone. You're just like, dude, that doesn't sound like you're playing.
Yeah.
But then they came out and said it's a grade 3 sprain. So. Yeah. I don't know.
And then they say it doesn't require surgery. He's good to go.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about now, right? Yeah, it went to a chip bone 12 hours ago, right? The whole doctor explanation when the ligament tears, a piece of the bone comes with it. 5 to 6 weeks. Next morning, I'm good to go. What are you guys talking about, right? So it's kind of strange right now. And then when I first read it, my first reaction was, oh, here we go. It's trade time, and this is their kind of way to ease that over. And then I figured, first impression was if Trey doesn't do so well in the game, I'm pretty sure that thumb's going to heal pretty fast for week 18.
Right.
Right.
Can we get a hand doctor on the line, Chili Will?
Right.
Can we dial in a hand doctor real quick?
Hey, let's call the doc, man. Let's get the doc on the line. He would know.
We need to speak to the source.
But that was kind of shocking to me too. It was weird because watching the game, he didn't seem at the time it was, he didn't look like a thumb was an issue. And then all of a sudden you hear it on, the next following week. Oh yeah, Jimmy's got this thumb ligament. Well, they said sprain at first, so we're kind of all like, sprain. When did that happen? So I'm trying to go back to the film just to see, when this happened, because I don't remember seeing him hurt himself, So but then they did show it, which was like in the second quarter around the I wrote it down somewhere around the 3:48 and 3 minutes and 48 seconds in the second quarter. That's when the dude sacked and pulled it, tried to yank. I guess when he yanked and pull on his, I think he kind of tried to pull on his hand, get that ball out. That's when he kind of pulled his thumb back. So didn't look too good. So I thought, okay. So this ain't like conspiracy theory thing, like we got to get Trey Lance in all of a sudden, but yeah. So with that said, and knowing that now Jimmy's saying, he still wants to come, try to make that comeback. So, is this a thing? Is this the part of the whole makeup game? Like Kyle's trying to say, okay, we don't want to let people know that if Trey Lance does start come next week, that we still might have Jimmy, like he's just kind of keeping his cards to his chest, and just saying like, he don't want to put out too much, but yeah.
Well,
Jimmy,
it wouldn't be the first time. No, he's done that before, and he does that, it seems, often. They might already know Trey's starting for sure, and then they're just letting the Texans know, hey, you never know what you're going to get, so you got to prepare for both.
Yeah.
I would think they would do that next week against the Rams. We should be able to go and take care of the Texans straight up, but you never know. Like you said, he's done it. He's done it before.
You saw what they did to the Chargers, though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Killed them.
So this is a really important game. You know what I mean? For Trey to come in and step in and play. So it should be an exciting one, man. For Trey to come in and get that second start. Hopefully they have a different game plan, and we need this one. So I wouldn't put it past Chatty to play the little smoke and mirrors thing before the game.
Yeah. I think this is going to be a game manager game. Jimmy Shanahan's going to have to call a controlled clock offensive game where we're running the ball. Shout out to Wilson Jr. He stepped in and ran the ball pretty hard
he had
for
a
us.
good game.
Yeah, and we kind of got away from the run a little bit too. You're starting looking at these interceptions. They're like, I think we're like on second and first downs. They were unnecessary with all the time in the pocket. You just don't even make that throw. You get in, you're on the road, and you get out of there. But I think Shanahan he's going to have to simplify this offense. And my fear is I'm not a fan of the pistol offense. We've already seen that with Kaepernick. So if we do have Trey Lance come in, I don't want to see him running the ball 16 times. I want to see him. Yes. I want to see him actually running the offense, and hopefully that is something we do see. And, teams only have one game of film on him, so they don't really know. So this is another strategy of like, hey, Jimmy's playing and then he's not. And no matter what happens, we have to get through the Texans. We're at home. That's a big deal. Thank goodness we're at home. And then, get out of that one unscathed and then head to LA.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. They better have a better game plan than they did against the Cardinals when Trey last started, because you saw he ran the ball. I don't know how many times. Seemed like 20 times he ran the ball, and look what happened. He ended up getting hurt.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like you said, I want him to run the offense.
Right.
Sit back and make some passes, not just get in the shotgun and then start running the ball.
Absolutely.
Let him throw it. Let him scramble. If he has to run scrambling the ball, then let him do it. But all these design runs, keep it to a minimum.
I agree 100%. He had 16 weeks to sit back and learn the playbook, wherever it was. You should be able to have him, like we were talking about a couple weeks ago, go out there and run the offense. You shouldn't have to tailor make a playbook for him. And I'm going to run it this way versus, Trey's play selection versus Jimmy's. Just let him go out there and run the plays as you're going to call them. And when the play breaks down, that's when you're going to use his legs, and that's going to be his bonus to get out there and scramble for three, keep the chains moving. But just let him get in there and play the game, right? Let's not see him running, 16 times like we did in the Arizona game. I don't think that was the right game plan. But maybe at that point, Shanny didn't think he was ready to run the full playbook. But you would think by now he should be ready.
Yeah. I think I agree with you guys actually a lot on what you guys are saying. I think though. That pistol offense, I think, was probably more of a last-minute thing set up for Trey Lance, only because he probably didn't know the playbook as well, right. And so that was just more to his game. But yeah, you're right. We don't want to see him out running around and getting hurt. That's why you have your great receivers and your running backs. Let them do all the work. You just make sure you get the ball in their hands. Let them do the work, because we don't want to see our new hybrid quarterback get ran into the ground. He's trying to do too much, So, but that's definitely a great topic. And now, let me ask you guys this question. Now, just knowing the situation that Jimmy G with his thumb issue, guys, everybody's kind of talking that could this possibly be the end we see of Jimmy G? We don't know how bad this whole thumb issue really is. We don't know how long we'll actually keep him out, and with just 2 more games left in the season, it's possible we might not even see Jimmy again. Because if they say he's got to be out 4 or 5 weeks, then now you're talking like into the playoffs. Now you want to, Kyle has to make a decision. Do we stay with the rookie? Is it how he's doing, or or is it more like a game by game kind of basis where you say, well, let's see how Trey Lance can do and take us, and if he's maybe not performing, maybe we're forced to bring Jimmy back, bad finger and all. I think that's the thing I was thinking about a lot about this whole thing, because I kind of feel like like Jimmy G, he's kind of worked so hard to get us to where we are, and he's been our guy, he's been our leader, he's been our leader out there on the field, and now this see it all kind of taken away because of a thumb injury. But I know a lot of people are kind of like, oh, it's about time. We want to see Trey Lance. You know what I mean? It's like, bring in Lance. Let's get him out there. But what if Lance doesn't deliver? There's no guarantees.
That's the tough question, right?
He got the experience.
Here's my thing. Realistically, if we're looking at Vegas odds, I want to see Trey Lance. I don't know if I want to see him in this situation. Jimmy G still threw for 3-something in the Titans game with a messed up thumb, right? Didn't he have like 300 and something yards passing?
Yeah, 322.
322 passing with a hurt thumb. Okay, he had 2 interceptions, almost 3. There was like a dropped interception, should have been 3. But here's the thing: I don't know. We don't know what we're going to get with Trey, and the way this season has given us all heart attacks. I don't know if I'm ready for rookie growing pains in the playoff run, right? And I don't know what to expect. I'll be on the edge of my seat. I'll be like Trey's mom, like this in the last game. But here's the situation: if it doesn't work out, is our coaching staff on the hot seat? Is Shanahan going to eventually be on the hot seat going into 2022? Is Lynch on the hot seat? They did give up, 3 first rounders for Lance, and Jimmy's going to be gone, and who knows what we can get for him. I don't think we're going to get a first rounder for him. And so, here's the thing. What is this coaching staff going to be recognized for making this decision and making this move? Did we really need a quarterback? And is Jimmy G able to play? But he's like, you know what? I'm not going to be here next year, so I'll just sit out, heal up, sign a big contract with another team. What is his reason to even want to play? I look at it from a heart standpoint, from a coaching standpoint. And then you got Lynch clicking like on leave Jimmy G in Tennessee.
I don't know if that's went above my head or what, but I still don't get what happened with that. But maybe I'll explain.
There was a meme. It was like a meme of a guy looking on the airplane, and it said something like "Leave Jimmy G in Tennessee."
Yeah, leave him in Nashville.
Leave him in Nashville. Don't
yeah.
bring him on the plane. And they mentioned Lynch, and he clicked like on it, and then he started getting heat. But I guess he was in church. He was in church. Clicking like.
Yeah, and he said he did it on accident.
Well, that's how you know he meant it.
I didn't know. I kept hearing about it, but I didn't really know the whole story. And now it makes sense.
Like
But here's my conspiracy hat, right? Like, okay, so that happens, and Jimmy G 4 days later has a thumb injury that we don't know about.
Yeah.
I'm like, was there an argument about that? Like, you got to go in an office and there's an off the record conversation that went on somewhere, and you just want to be a fly on the wall for all that.
Yeah, to answer your question, Uncle Doug, I think moving forward, depending on how Trey Lance performs, we're going to find out.
Yeah.
I think if Jimmy's healthy and the thumb's not bothering him or whatever, he's going to start. He's the starter, and he should be the starter. But if he's not healthy enough to play and that thumb's bothering him and he can't throw it like he normally throws it, then Trey's going to have to play. And then people are saying, well, what about next year? Are they going to keep Jimmy to be a backup? Is he going to start? No, he's not going to be here next year. There's no reason to have him on the roster, paying him 25, 21, whatever they're paying him $1 million to be a backup quarterback after they gave up 3 first-round picks for Trey. If Trey balls out this Sunday and then he comes in, plays the Rams, and he plays well. No, that last pass to Ayuk in the end zone against the Titans might have been the last pass Jimmy throws for the Niners.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. Like, how does that? I mean, really think about that. Like, this could be it for Jimmy.
Yeah.
It kind of makes you like, man, is this how we really wanted it to end for him? It's kind of. I don't know. I kind of feel
It's unfortunate. I like Jimmy too.
Yeah.
I like Jimmy too. I'm a big Jimmy fan. It's a tough decision, but you know what? Tickets cost a lot of money, and we can't go and see these games for losing seasons. You know what I mean? Like,
I'll say, I'm kind of on the fence about it, and I'll be the first one to say I'm not the biggest Jimmy supporter. He's our quarterback, so I'm rooting for him every time we go out there. Let's go make a play, man. I'm rooting for you. You're my quarterback. We're going to play. But the mistakes that you make, it feels like we're not correcting them. Like you're up 7-0, first drive down the field. We got the momentum. Second drive, we're going down the field. There's no need to force that throw right then and there. Right at that point in the game, you go up 14-0. We are in smooth sailing. We're where we should be. Right? Like you didn't need to force. I think you're right about it. It was like first or second down. It was early. There was no need to force that one, and that's kind of. And again, I'm just just telling it how I see it, right? I want to root for the guy. He's our quarterback, and he's taken us a long way. He took us to the Super Bowl, and he plays great, as good as he does, as good as we do as a team. But just plays like that, it's like, and that's what I think. Shanny and them feel the same way, and that's why we made the trade to go get the quarterback. But with that said, coming into this next game. Who would I want to start? Do I want to see Trey Lance play? I want to see him go, but at the same time, is he more ready to play in a must-win game than Jimmy Garoppolo? I don't know. Right. You're right. As much as I nitpick Jimmy for making these mistakes that a lot of quarterbacks made, right? Stafford had 3 interceptions in his game, excuse me, but they went and got the win, excuse me. Mm-hmm. So I want to see him play. I'm excited for it. I think we are going to turn the page come next year with Jimmy. I'm almost positive with that personally. Excuse me. But in this must-win game, who do I think is more ready to take that start, Jimmy or Trey, I really couldn't tell you because Jimmy
we
knows.
Won't know till Sunday.
Right.
We won't know till Trey goes out there on Sunday. But
exactly.
Who I think is more ready is obviously Jimmy, right? He's been the starter all year.
Yeah.
But
But
if his thumb is hurting him and he has a grade 3 sprain, fracture, ligament tear, whatever it is, and that means he's not ready, and Trey's going to have to be ready.
So I mean, I agree with that. Trey's got to be ready with that. I'm excited to see Trey Lance play. I want to see him, right? I want to see it. You know what I mean? I think he's going to do great. I think he's going to go play great. I think he's going to go win. But at the same time, he's still a rookie. He's still got one NFL start. And Jimmy Garoppolo has been in the offense for a couple years now. What would I put my money on if makes me feel more comfortable to go and play a better game in that must-win game? But you go back, if Jimmy plays like in Tennessee and throws those passes that you don't need to make, then can't we do that same thing and win with the rookie? We don't know. And then so I think at the end of that game, we're going to be more clear on what Week 18 and the future will look like. If he goes out there and he plays terrible, I'm pretty sure Jimmy's going to say, my thumb feels all right. I'm going to tough this one out. And the coaching staff's going to ask him to. If Trey Lance goes out there and does his thing, handles his business, get his win, and it looks good, that might be the last time we see Jimmy Garoppolo play for the Niners.
I think Jimmy knows that too, right? I think you guys, one of the things that's crazy is there's so many guys on a 1-year contract right now. This whole team is going to look different come next year with Trey Lance or no Trey Lance or Jimmy G. Like there's a lot of decisions, and this team was built to win now. So we don't know what's going to happen, but we do have a playoff run. I think that it is a must win. Here's the silver lining, guys, and you tell me what you think. Chili will too. There's no real film on Trey Lance, and it kind of reminds me when Cap Cap came in for Alex Smith, and Cap had that big game against Chicago, right? You kind of hope for something like that, and then Harbaugh had that tough decision when Alex Smith was healthy. He was like, "No, I'm going to go with the more athletic player." But then, as you know, because he has the skill to run, is he going to be looking at his wide receivers that are wide open? We don't know what we're going to get, right? And so we got information from players on at practice that he's tearing them up with the second string wide receivers. Now, I like the fact that he has rapport with the younger wide receivers because Debo and Kittle, he hasn't been practicing with. So this is going to be, his check downs are going to be there. I think the issue with Jimmy G is he's not checking the ball down. We look at those 2 interceptions. He's got all the time in the pocket and he's throwing the ball in a crowded place. He's not being safe with the ball. And you got another down if this is an incomplete. Throw the ball away. You're seeing these risky throws and unnecessary throws with all the time in the world. The line has been blocking. Yeah. So I'm sitting here going like, what are we going to get? It is exciting though. And I'll stay faithful with it and keep it on the positive level.
Right.
I think we win this game no matter what. And I think we go to LA and it's just going to be like, we're going to then look at, does LA sit their guys next week? Or are they, because if the season ends today, we're going to play LA in the playoffs. So we go LA at the last game and then we'll play them again.
Right.
So it's back to back. So if we clinch and Saints lose, we can sit our guys too. So it's
go watch a preseason game, right?
Yeah, and we're going to be at that game.
What happens? Do you sit Trey Lance in that game, or do you get him the reps and make sure he plays?
Ooh, that's a good question. Even if he's with the twos, play him, or is that more tape?
Right. Yeah. Right. Exactly.
I just hate guys getting hurt on the garbage. I hate guys getting hurt in garbage games right now. We don't have room to get hurt with anybody.
Yeah, because as it stands, like you said, San Francisco clinches playoff berth. They said one if San Francisco wins this Sunday and New Orleans loses.
Oh, this is a must-win. We need this.
Yeah, this is a must-win.
We have to get this one.
Or tie, and then it says or 2 the San Francisco tie plus Minneapolis lose or ties, and New Orleans lose and Atlanta loss. Or tie. So,
how fun would that be for Trey Lance to come in a must-win game and win it at home, right? You know what I mean?
That would
get a playoff spot, right? And look good doing it. Could be a great thing. So,
right,
yeah.
I mean, this
Right.
Sunday could be. Think about it, guys. This could be our last game this year. This Sunday.
Nah,
No.
I'm gonna. I'll have 2 tackles. I might have to run on the field and help this defense out. I don't know.
I mean, just that Levi though. I mean, we'll still be playing in a.
Oh
playoff,
yeah,
but I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
as
yeah.
far as
yeah.
Levi,
It
this
could be
is
the
our
last
yeah.
home game.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We're gonna be
Yeah,
road
well,
warriors, definitely.
It feels like it will be, right? I mean, even if we get into the dance, we'll be on the road. We'll have to be some road dogs, but that's
Oh,
all
yeah,
right.
Definitely.
We'll have to
definitely.
root for that number 7 team to
yeah,
get an
yeah.
upset.
Right. 6 and 7 in the NFC Championship.
Yep.
You know, not unless something crazy, we end up playing Philadelphia for the NFC Championship.
I'm
That'll
saying.
be a Levi.
Come on, let's
Yep,
go.
that's what I'm saying.
We'll be in there
Yeah.
too. Trey Lance getting busy.
Trey
Hey,
Lance
man.
versus Jalen Hurts
Let's get it.
at
That's when
home.
we all start saying Trey area.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And then we come back on next week. I knew Trey was going to be good. I knew he was going to be good.
Yeah, exactly, man. That would definitely be, it would be really exciting to see the man
Oh,
There he is.
snap.
Oh,
Oh, there it
right.
is, there it
Look at
is.
him.
come out there, saying, I told you I wasn't no waste of a draft pick. I got y'all
Yeah.
faithful.
I
But
like that.
so yeah, I mean, like I said, there's a lot kind of going through my mind about it. I'm still feeling kind of just uneasy about everything.
Oh, for sure.
What I mean? It's
sure.
kind of like going into this Sunday's game. I'm like, oh man, I don't want to even put out any expectations for Trey or anything. It's more I'm kind of going into this like I know we have to win, but I'm keeping an open mind about it too. Because I don't want to be like, oh yeah, Trey's gonna come in there and boom, boom. Just, like Fred said, he's killing it in practice now, and he's doing the right things. Yeah, well, show me on the field against another team, against another defense, and let me see how well he's doing. So I'll be sitting there more like spectator coach on the side, looking like.
Well, because you know they can't hit the quarterbacks in practice, right?
Yeah.
So he has that
Yeah.
security in the back of his head. I can let this ball fly. I'm not going to get blindsided. You know what I mean? It's not like that in the game, man.
Right.
Exactly. So, like you guys said, this could be the beginning maybe of the new era of the 49ers with Trey Lance, or we don't know where it's going to lead to. Could be our last time seeing Jimmy out there, which be, part of his kind of little, pulls at your heart a little bit, man, because he's been nothing but a
Absolutely.
upstanding quarterback for this organization. He's never complained.
Right.
With all the drama that was going on before the
Right.
season, he was
Total
always
professional.
professional,
Total
man.
pro.
He was always
Total pro.
professional, and you got to respect that, because anybody else would have been like, well, trade me then.
Yeah.
If they had a chip on their shoulder, like, you
Yeah.
don't want me,
Yeah.
I could leave. But you never heard anything coming out of Jimmy's mouth, about any of that craziness
Never.
with the press and
No.
nothing. So, and that's what you respect about Jimmy, and that's why you love the guy. You can't help but love him, And he's done a lot. Took us to the Super Bowl in 2019, and that was a very exciting year for the faithful, man, because we all know we were all there, Miami bound, and it was just shoot, I can't. Last time I felt that kind of feeling was when we all went to New Orleans, with Kaepernick, and
Yeah.
it was just so exciting. So yeah, we have to. It's just a wait and see. It's just a wait and see, and well, let's pray and hope that it'll work out for the good, and who knows, we might really get surprised. I mean, kid coming there and might be like Johnny Lightning. I don't know. Might turn it up on us, give us something to be excited about.
I hope so.
But I do think the future's bright for Trey. Either way, whether no matter what happens, I think the future is bright for him, and I think he's gonna be a great quarterback for this team. Before we close things out here, guys, just on a little sad note, man, we lost a special guy yesterday,
Yes.
man. The great John Madden.
Oh, man.
Legend.
Yeah, and I just think, man, this guy, I tell you, man, I can say for myself growing up, watching football, hearing that guy's voice, being a commentator on the Monday night games and everything, him and what's this guy? Pat Summerall, right?
Yeah, Pat.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he just kind of brought that nostalgia, to the game on Monday Night Football, and obviously he's been a like I said, he's just been that commentator to many football fan generations, but he started like I think I want to say 80s, early 80s, was it when he was on Monday Night
85.
Football?
Oh,
Oh, was it
he was
85?
85, 85 when he passed, but 85 years old. But yeah, he was in there, I think.
But when he started commentating with Pat Summerall on Monday Night Football, was that like in the early 80s, right? Because he coached the Raiders. He coached the Raiders like the mid 70s. I know that. Then he left, and then he got into broadcasting.
Early.
Yeah, I want to say like either late 70s, early 80s, but but yeah, it was always fun to hear that guy, and of course made a killing with the John Madden games. Everybody kids today, still enjoy playing Madden. What are we up to? Madden 20? I don't know, 50, whatever.
22, right?
Is it 22?
Fun fact about John Madden, guys, and it's on the Niner Empire website. Is he's the reason why we call ourselves the Niner Empire. He was doing a game for the Niners, and he said that 49er fans look like they come in like the Roman Empire. And so it turned into the Niner Empire, came from Madden. And remember, he used to come out and get the camera in the tailgates at Candlestick Park, and we were considered the wine and cheese guys because they'd always show this group of people that would have the wine, and
I used to hate that.
But it was just a couple of tailgates that did. That's where Niner Empire actually came from. Was John Madden said that the Niner fans look like they roll into the stadium like the Roman Empire.
Oh, okay. I never, I honestly never knew that. I mean,
I didn't know that either.
I knew the name kind of did trace back from a long time ago, but I didn't know. Might have been because of that. I didn't know. But it's good history right there. That's good knowledge, man. Antonio breaking it down, brother.
John Madden was a legend, and then let's talk about the video games too. Come on, man, it's still come on,
hey, it's so fun, man. Hey, I'm telling you, when I used to see my son playing them games, man, I would walk in, I thought actual football game was on because that's the graphics. Unique
they just
graphics
keep getting better.
Have and everything. Yeah, every season. I mean, they're looking more and more real. You see the guys lined up out there. You can see their breath coming out their mouth. During one of the winning games, I'm going like, what? That's crazy.
You guys know how many wrestling tournaments you got into from Madden games at the house? I know this is 7. You know how many people would come over, lose, and be boxing over that?
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
Madden just sounds like football, right? Especially when I was young, first starting watching football. Madden just, when you hear his voice, just brings you back to me, being a young kid watching football as a young fan, and just and John Madden's talking. That just sounds like football. You know what I mean? Just hearing his voice. It's so, man, rest in peace to him. But man, that guy's an NFL icon, legend. I mean, it's John Madden. So
yeah, I agree. When I was a kid, John Madden and Pat Summerall were the voices of football.
Right.
When I watched football, those are the voices, I would hear, as a kid. And yeah, I really miss, hearing their voices and having them play, do the games.
Yeah.
So,
I know. That's why I say once you heard their voice, you knew it was like football time. I mean, it just got you more pumped up. And he was the guy with the the boom and all the crazy sound effects. I mean, like he could like end boring. You would find ways to just like entertain you with just
with his commentary.
Yeah,
he's
really good at that.
It could be a guy eating a hot dog in the stand.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, man! Man, what a great guy, and just sad that had to go through that. Man,
didn't they just come out with a little small documentary about him, Christmas or something like that?
Yeah, he just passed away right after. I DVR'd it. I haven't even watched it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go find it now. That's pretty cool. That I mean, it's kind of strange, but cool that it happened. That got to come out and people got to watch his story a little bit, and then then he had other business, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
So he will definitely be missed, and always love some John Madden, man. But we also got to give a big congratulations to this man right here.
Hey,
Debo and baby Debo.
Daddy Debo.
Daddy Debo.
Daddy Debo and baby Debo gonna be taking chains. He'll be taking chains in school. Fucking big congratulations to Debo Samuel and his newborn. So I'm glad at least he was home to be able to witness that. That's really cool, and it's great to see that. far as like other news, from what I last read, looks like linebacker Al-Shaair, he still got the knee sprain. Probably going to miss a couple of games, So
that hurts.
if all works well, we make the playoffs. Hopefully we'll be back in time, right? And we got let's see. Oh, they did say likely to return running back Elijah Mitchell. He might be back to play for the Texans, but I still don't know. I think he's still dealing like a knee issue, So I don't think they quite given him a go ahead on that yet. And it looks like linebacker Greenlaw and cornerback Mosley was still may return by the Rams game.
Yeah.
So,
Damn it.
yeah. The Niners did signed quarterback Tyler Bray, so that means that should tell you right there that Jimmy ain't gonna play. Sunday, why you saying that? Anyway,
all right, Trey. No pressure, Trey. No pressure, Trey. Just come on.
No pressure. Only a must win.
Yeah, only a must win.
I think the pressure's on Shanahan more than that Arizona game when Trey started was probably the worst play calling I've seen Shanahan ever have.
Agreed.
I was mad that whole game. Like, why are you running him?
Yeah.
Why are you
What
running
you
him?
doing?
You're putting him in a bad position, right? Like, just
Yeah.
All those design runs.
right. If you're gonna run the ball, give it to your running back and take pride in your blocking scheme. That's your bread and butter anyway. Run that.
Yeah. And if he's gonna run, make it be a pass play and no one's open, have him scramble, then run. But not all these design runs.
Right.
He was running up the middle. He would drop back, and I was like,
what are we doing? Yes.
Lowering his shoulder, taking on defensive tackles.
Yeah. Yeah. He had a knee injury after the game. Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was all beat up.
Yeah.
They hid that knee injury too for a couple of days, right? Like,
Mhm.
so then,
Exactly.
I just remember seeing his mom, the camera going on his mom, and I was.
That's right.
I felt like his mom watching the game. I was in LA
Feeling
with the
the
family
pain.
that game. I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm screaming at the TV. Why are you doing this again? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, I think it was just a last minute ditch step, put something together for him, and they just for whatever reason thought Coach and seeing
Well, I
how
hope he learned from that game.
Yeah.
I think
Yes,
Shanahan needs to calm down with going forward on fourth down too. I think we need where we're at right now. We need to get the points. We need to play smart because what happens is when he goes forward on fourth down in that game, and even in this last game, our rookie defensive coordinator cannot handle the ball being turned over with this, with our defense right now. We can't put him in predicaments where our defense are, it comes down to our D to win a game or, make a stop. Give them the entire field to work with, not a short field.
And I agree with that 100%, especially with that Arizona game. How many times did you leave points on the field, right? And then so you go down the field, kick a field goal. At least the quarterback, my young quarterback, feels like, okay, we got something matter. And how many times did they not come off the field with no points? Right. You're losing momentum in the game, leaving points on the field, and you lose a little bit of confidence that you could be giving your quarterback and come off the field, give him a little high five, good job, let's go down next time and get another one. And we lose the game by 7, I guarantee we at least left 6 on the field. So late in the game, that could have been an entirely different game plan, excuse me, or play call that last drive of the game. I think the play design was personally to run him so much, play design was off. And then take the points. Take the points, man, especially with the rookie quarterback on the field.
Yeah, like you said, especially with Trey starting the game. Yeah, for sure. Take the points.
Take the points.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
he was actually play calling like the way I play Madden. I was like,
with Lamar Jackson, right? Just run left,
I was
right.
like, hey, we don't kick, we don't punt, we're not punting this.
Just run it. So,
I know, huh? Yeah.
Why pass the ball? Just run, right? Run to the left, run to the right.
Yeah.
Probably see Count on the sideline with his little Xbox control, like, oh, damn it, this is a real game.
Yeah. I watched my sons play the other day.
Same video no more.
I watched my sons play the other day. I said, throw it. Why are you running? He has Lamar, Dad. I'm like, throw the ball.
Yeah.
It's not football.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see what Lamar is
Jay
right
does
now,
the same
right?
thing.
It just drops back and takes off running like,
Take
throw
the
the
fast
ball.
quarterback, run to the left,
I'm like,
and go back, run to the right. Why
Dad,
run it? Why
Dad,
pass
he's-
it when you can just run it for 40 yards?
Shannon got to
Yeah,
put the sticks
exactly.
down.
That's like my son, Dad, you know he's an 86. His speed is a 97 on Madden. I'm like, this is real life. This
It's real life. Yeah.
That's not how it works here.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Man. He grew up. Yeah. I hear that, man. Who knows what's going to happen in this game? Because I think, you expect to see two different things, whether Jimmy starts or Trey starts, right? Jimmy starts, let's play a nice, safe, smart game. Trey starts, you don't know what's going to happen. That's what you're just like, okay, let's go, right? So,
we'll
see.
Excited to find out.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, like you said, I think Jonathan said it earlier. By now you would think he would have a good grasp of the playbook by now and should be able to go in there, continue what Jimmy was doing, and just not, try not to force a lot of stuff and don't try to take the ball upon yourself to think like, oh man, I got to make something happen all the time. Like trusting your guys.
Right.
Be a pocket passer first. Hand that ball up to your running back. Let them do the running through the holes, not you. And that's the thing I think I'm going to be looking for on Sunday in Trey is let's see how much of a difference compared to from Arizona till now.
Yeah, we'll see what he's learned in practice.
He's playing. Yeah, exactly.
The past 8 weeks, however many weeks it's been.
Yeah, because like Antonio said, it's going to come down on all the fingers are going to point to one person. It's going to be Kyle. I mean, this is a guy you've had on the in your practice squad, whatever, and he should have been, getting this whole system down,
Sure.
and working with these guys, that's why I said. Remember, I was talking about a few weeks ago. I said, it didn't make sense to me when he said, "Oh, I didn't put Trey Lance in." And I think it was that Seattle game, something because he didn't feel like he was ready. I'm going, well, it's your backup quarterback, man. He should be ready. What are you talking about? That to me, it was just kind of stupid. But I don't know, maybe.
I thought maybe a red zone package, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
You see these red zone stops. You see us kicking field goals. We maybe put him in at least on a first down. See what give him a scenario. Get the kid his feet wet. But he's been quiet ever since that Arizona game. They haven't really. I think he played one game for cleanup, and I mean he hasn't really.
He hasn't played.
He hasn't played. And so, we don't really know other than that Arizona game. I kind of like it if I'm looking at what we got to do. Here's the real. Let's all be realistic here. We got to win 5 games to get to the bowl. Can we do this? I don't know. I mean, realistically, this is all heart. This is all fan mindset. But, you throw in a Trey Lance. Now you got teams that don't have any tape on them. And so maybe you can sneak past 3 or 4 games and make something happen and then get to a scenario where, okay, we're here now, but I don't know. I don't know. We've had some heartbreaks this year and I can tell you, there's been about 4 games we should have all won. So it shouldn't even have been a season like this, but I blame a lot of it on play calling and I blame a lot of it on maybe our rookie defensive coordinator, but people aren't executing as well. So we don't know. And then you got next season where a lot of guys are going to be gone. Who's going to be re-signed? So we'll see.
Yeah,
man.
I'll stick up for Shanny real quick. So I know, like you said, Trey Lance, he hasn't been putting them in, no extra packages or whatever. But Jimmy's been playing really well besides that Tennessee game. So I think there's really no reason to put Trey in. Jimmy's been playing well, and in the red zone, you're talking about maybe putting him in the red zone. The Niners have been the best red zone offense in the whole NFL pretty much all season. So I think there's a good reason he was keeping Jimmy in there. Jimmy's been playing well and he's been executing in the red zone. Like you said, Uncle Doug, the interception against the Titans in the end zone was his first red zone interception since last year or something like that?
2019 against
Arizona. So he's been playing well. So
Yeah, and I think it's not really to take anything away from Jimmy. Like you said, he's a guy. He's our captain. He's the leader. Driving this offensive force downfield and doing this thing and stuff. And he's been doing a great job. He's been doing a fairly great job at it. He's not perfect, but no quarterback there is perfect. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, but yeah, I think it's just a subconscious. That's like in your back of your mind. You go, man, well, we got, when you hear so much greatness about this Trey Lance and what he's capable of doing, it's just sort of like, if you got this other great quarterback that might be able, you saw him come in like in the Detroit game and he kind of seemed like he experimented around a little bit and tried Trey to say, hey, let me see if he can do this and that, it just doesn't hurt to stir things up a little bit, but you're right. Jimmy is our guy. I mean, I guess you don't really want to, take him out just for the purpose of putting the backup quarterback in because you don't want to embarrass. I mean, that could sometimes affect a quarterback, his ego or whatever. Because mentally, Jimmy. I mean, if I was Jimmy, I would think like, damn, coach, you can't trust me that I can get it done. You know what I mean?
Can you imagine if they're in the red zone and then they take Jimmy out all of a sudden, and then Trey comes in and throws an interception? Everyone's gonna be getting on call, be like, "Why did you do that?" Niners have had the best red zone offense all year long, and all of a sudden you want to put the rookie in? Why did you do that? So it just depends. It just hindsight's always 20/20.
Like, damn if you do, damn if you don't.
Damn if you don't, right? And then if he goes in there and he scores, you're like, offensive genius, right? So I can agree to both sides of it, because not only is he the backup quarterback, he's the future of this team, right? Like it's not like he's sitting back and in the end he's going to be the starter. I agree with that. Jimmy's been playing great. That section of games he played, right, and the red zone offense he's been great. But I wouldn't mind the same, seeing a little red package out there. Just you know what I mean. That whole Saints thing, they ran it for a little while. It's
like the Saints.
Give him something to look at. But I'm not. But I don't have an issue with him not putting Trey in and let him, because I didn't expect to see Trey Lance at all this year. It's Jimmy's year. It's his season. We're going to trust him to go as far as he takes us. I'm good with that. We, like you said, we don't know how ready Trey Lance is at this moment in time. Does Jimmy give us the best chance to win today? For the most part of the season, I felt that way. After the Tennessee game, if you talked to me 10 minutes after the game, I'd have told you something entirely different. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want to see that again. But so, I could see both sides of it. I think if he does play, he should be ready to play, as long as he's been sitting back there, learning the play in practice. I get it. Warner saying that he's doing good in practice. That's his teammate. He wants to, talk good about everything, all his teammates, but that's a practice situation, right? It's I take that with, a little bit of,
But and all the press was saying that at the beginning of the season. Oh wow, Trey Lance, he's totally fantastic. I mean, they made him sound like like he had light around him, and he was just like the next glorified big quarterback. It was kind of like, you all really ready to throw him in like right now? I mean, what's the Antonio? What's the homeboy's name? That always talks bad about Jimmy.
Grant Cohen.
Grant Cohen.
We should be allowed to say his name on the show, man. We should call him that guy. Remember that guy said that?
He's been
that guy.
I've met Grant a couple of times.
Have you really?
I've met Grant, talked to him a little bit, and he's actually a funny dude. He's actually a really good dude. He's a good dude. I think that's how here's Grant. What I do like about him is you're not going to be able to get Matt Maiocco to say the things that Grant can say, because Matt works like for the Niners. So, you got to walk into that office and keep things light, where Grant will come in and kind of be more tougher, say some more crazier stuff, and then kind of leak what is going on around the locker room, which we can't get from maybe Matt. And that's what I like. But at the same time, you remember Ira Miller and how Ira Miller back in, the day used to talk bad about anything the Niners did, even when they won. So,
that's how I feel about Grant Cohen. Yeah. When they're doing good, they're playing great. He'll find something bad to talk about. Something to hate on.
Grant's that guy, like the group of friends that's going to come in and just say something crazy just to get everyone to start, bickering. I'm like, man, what are you talking about right now? Like, I'm just saying, like, man, Oh man, and he knows what he's doing. And obviously he knows what he's doing, and he's good at it, because you see how many followers he has, right? So he'll always say something, and there's times where I start typing some stuff back, like, you know what? I'm not playing along. You know what I mean? I pop up and like that's what he wants, and he gets a lot of reaction out of people. But there's times where he shoots it straight. He's not a Niner fan, and you can tell. But he'll say the things that, like you said, that some reporters won't want to say, because they don't want to badmouth the people they work for. But he's just shooting it from the hip sometimes, and a lot of times, I could disagree, but he got a good following. So
well, his dad was the same way.
Yeah,
right?
Was he?
The same exact way.
I don't remember his dad. Yeah.
Where he got it from.
I remember his dad exactly sometimes had almost Bill Walsh so frustrated he was ready to cry, man, because he was asking somebody
is that right?
Crazy questions.
He was a pain in the ass too.
He made him feel really uneasy at times at some of those press conferences.
His dad covered the Niners as well, huh?
Yeah, his dad would walk down Candlestick with like a group when the game would end, and I would always yell like, "Write something nice."
yeah.
Write something nice.
Yeah.
Same way.
You'll get heckled over here.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Had to, man.
Didn't someone ask Tart on Twitter? Jacuzzi Tart asked him how he felt about Grant Cohn or something about Grant. He said that dude needs to get some help. Or
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey, who was the one that said he was in a Niners building or something, and the elevator opened, and
yeah.
the 49er players standing there, and they seen Grant in there, and they just, I'll wait for the next one.
yeah. He didn't want to stay.
Yeah, I'll wait for the next one, man. So we're all defensive, right? Don't talk about my team, man. Come on, man. Yeah.
Remember Kwame got some heat because he said he took Jed York to dinner on a bet, and they went to French Laundry, and he said, I don't make much money, and Jed brought his wife, so he had to pay for two. So he told that story, and you don't see Kwame reporting on the Niners ever again. I'm like, where has he been?
Yeah, exactly.
Funny, man.
Exactly. Oh, funny, man. Man, I'll tell you, man, great stories. Man, as a matter of fact, you, Antonio, I know you had brought it up. I remember you kept saying this when we left the last game. You said, yeah, man, we need to do a show with just Niner stories.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's a good idea, because I know we all have some serious Niner stories to tell, man. That would be pretty awesome to get in.
I got good ones and bad ones, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You got to have both, man. You got to have both. That's what makes it so special.
That's
But
right.
listen, I want to just thank you guys, for being on, and, great Niner talk as always. Let's get this win on Sunday. It's not, like I said, looks like Trey Lance most likely is going to get the start. So, let's see if our boy can go out there and, make it special and, come out with this victory and, win these next two games so we can get in this playoffs and, let's make it happen, man. Let's go to get to that bowl. Because I tell you, man, it's up for grabs. If you ask me, I mean, any team, man, I'm not, like I said before, I'm not scared about Green Bay or Tampa Bay or who else is it, Dallas, whatever, Arizona. I mean, all these guys are having their problems. They're starting to, and, you just never know who's going to come out with the championship for the NFC. So
it's time to get hot.
We'll see what.
It's time. And Happy New Year's, everyone, and thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, good to finally be on with you, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Good to screen
meet you.
Yeah, good to meet you guys. Are you guys heading to the game on Sunday?
Yeah, I'll be there.
We'll be there.
Come down and hang out with us for a little bit, man. Yeah, come down.
We'll come down, man, because MC Antonio will be throwing down, man, on Empire Row. It's always a party. It's like, you know what, bring your drink, and you're ready to have a fun time. Everybody's so friendly and nice, and it's just crazy. So we got to do it big, man.
We still got to do game balls.
Game balls.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, man.
Justin, don't forget about those game balls.
Forget about the game balls. Even though we lost, we still got to do game balls.
Oh, man. We giving game balls on the loss? Okay. All right.
We were wondering about that last week.
We were. Should we give game balls on the loss? Let's do it. You brought it up, man. Let's do it.
All right. Well, Justin, you go ahead, man. You start off. We're going to give you a game ball.
What you got, man?
I could go for the easy one, but, I actually want to give some love to Tart. I feel like Tart was all over the place this past game. Yeah, he was making tackles left and right, and he was in the backfield making stops. I like the way Tart's been playing lately. He had a really good game.
Yeah, he did, man. He was flying around out there making some good hits.
Yeah,
man.
he has.
Nice one. And Antonio, who you would like to give your game ball to? Who gets the?
I'm going to take the easy one. Deebo Samuels, man. Deebo, that run in when it counted, I mean, man, he's just dialed in. He's a running back. He's a wide receiver. I mean, hell of a year. Congrats to Deebo, and he's a dad now too. So he's going to be running around more.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Huh?
Yeah.
He's going to get his workout not at camp, but also at home now.
Yeah.
That's for sure. And the man, Jonathan.
All right. Well, you stole mine right from me, man. I was thinking the same thing. Like, if I had to call anything positive, it's that fight to win, Deebo, that 55-yard catch and run, man, to keep us back in it late in the game, and that was huge. If I had to call something, who we calling, man? Trent Williams had a couple penalties, but I'm yelling at the screen. I'm not even mad at you, man. You've been balling for us all year long. You're not going to get much praise for his alignment. I'm going to give Trent Williams on the season, maybe not on the game, but on the year, man. That Trent Williams is a bad man. I'm glad he's on my team. I'll do that one like that.
Oh, okay. All right. Sounds good. I think I'm going to, I was thinking about, the one guy that I got to say that kind of impressed me and wowed me a little bit, even though he's still a little rough around the edges, was Embry Thomas. Because for him to come in as a rookie and go up against the guy he had to face, and I mean, he still gave up some plays, but he also made big plays against a good receiver, and the man's still learning. You know, it's still gonna take him time to get there, but you know, I'm gonna give him the game ball because yeah, I think he got in there and did his thing, and you know, held it down for cornerback. You know, considering what we're going through right now,
For sure.
Oh yeah.
You know, so
yeah, he's been looking better and better.
So with that said, also real quick now, Justin, what's your game score you think for Sunday?
Niners Texans. Let's see. I'm gonna go. Let's go 27-13.
27-13. Okay. Anybody else there that want to chime in on comments? If you're watching still, go ahead, throw some football scores on there. I wonder what y'all think. Okay, Antonio.
I've been saying first team to 30 wins, man, and I've been staying. I think the offense needs to score 30 points, and I think it's going to be 31-17 maybe. Hopefully Niners pull this one out. I think we can't sleep on any team right now, so we just gotta play our game and play smart and not make these turnovers.
Yeah.
Okay. And the man.
All right. I like that 27, Justin. I feel like 3 tugs. Right, 1, 2 field goals. I'm gonna go 20. I'm gonna go 24 on a game plan that's gonna be sure. And let's go 24. I feel like I don't see how the Texans put up 30 or 41. 41. I don't see how they put up 41 points on anybody.
Yeah,
because I wanted to say 16, right? Like, yeah, we'll spot you 1. Right, we'll spot you 1, but I'll give him 2 on that fat 14, 24-20. Let's go 24-20 and a big win for Trey Lance. Let's get in the playoffs.
Anybody know what the spread is on this game by chance?
Man, we were favored by 13.5 early in the week.
Yeah, it was a big a big spread. It was a big Vegas spread.
Yeah, I wonder if that changes if Trey Lance plays.
Yeah, I wonder if this is pre or after, knowing
the injury news.
Yeah. Maybe Jimmy G's making a bet on himself right now.
I know. I'll be back. Yeah. I think I'm going to go with shoot. You know what? I'm going to go with 34-10.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
I like that.
It sounds like confidence to me. I like that.
We got scores from everybody else. And Monica says, 31-20. Oh, okay. Monica score. Let's see, Liz, what she said, 20-14.
Defense.
Okay, Liz. Yeah. Liz chimes in. She said 28-20. Okay. All right, let's see who comes close. Let's see who comes close to this one.
There we go.
Man, I've been bad the last few games. Shoot. But again, man, yes. So we won't see you guys till next year, right? 2022, which will be official as of Saturday. Yeah. And of course, Antonio will be back for the pregame huddle, right? Get ready for the big game, talk some more. So again, want to thank the faithful who've been watching, tuning in, and supporting, man. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, notification bell. You know the deal. And appreciate the love. It has been an awesome 2021 season. Guys are in the playoffs. We're knocking at the door. We gotta make sure we stay there. So these next 2 big games are big, and I know we're gonna do it and make it happen. Right?
That's right.
So again, thank you guys, and make sure y'all stay on. But we're gonna check out right now. And faithful, remember, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Stay Niners strong.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, faithful family. Love y'all. We're out.